everybody. I wanted to walk you through a week of my training, an overview of the entire week as I begin meet prep for my first powerlifting meet in 8 years. I'm prepping for the USPA Southeast Regional meet in Gainesville, Georgia. That'll be on October the 18th. So starting out, this is max effort lower body day. We've got pause squats. Supposed to work up to a heavy triple. This is one of my warm-up sets. This is 365. I got to it. This is the heaviest I've pause squatted in a long time, and smoked the first rep. I was like, there's no point even doing 2 because I know I've got more in the tank than that. So jump up to 385. As you can see here, I wanted to give you a look at how I'm wrapping my knees before this top set. I got this knee wrap technique from Elite FTS's YouTube channel. Joe Sullivan teaches a technique on how to self-wrap using long nose pliers, which I've got right there, where you lay the pliers in on your last revolution, pull it around, clip it in the pliers, and then you pull it through just enough to where it's locked in, but you leave a little tab on the bottom. Believe me, that makes life a lot easier when you're done with a heavy set and you need to pop those knee wraps off. So, anyone that's lifted, squatted in knee wraps knows, once you get them wraps on, that timer starts counting down to where your performance starts to tank because you've had the knee wraps on too long. So, I had to get my belt on, get my wrists wrapped, but that's how I am in the meets too. So, just learning how to get up and get it all done quickly and efficiently, but also not crap in the bed on the knee wraps. I have done that before in the past, where you get in a hurry wrapping the knees when you're squatting in a meet, and the wrap pops out of your hand. You have to start over again, and then just full panic mode sets in. So practicing this early out, getting used to wrapping knees, remaining calm, just focusing on doing everything smoothly is a big help. So like I said, shown here is 385, and again, I still feel like I smoked this. It takes me a little bit longer to get set under the bar, just because I always have a hard time with getting the bar centered on my back by myself. So I'm trying to be very meticulous about that, but as you'll see, it's still not the greatest. But after the first rep, I knew I had it in me. But at the same time, a max effort day in conjugate training doesn't mean you go 10 out of 10 RPE. You just strain against a heavy weight. So I wanted to end knowing I had more in me. I definitely feel like I had 405 in me the way that third rep moved, but I'd rather end that than missing a rep. Now we got the back off sets. I was not about to wear knee wraps for these because they're supposed to be sets of 6 to 8, as you'll see here. So I just said, to heck with it. I'm not wearing knee wraps. I'm gonna do what I can on the back off sets. I was just supposed to take 80% of the weight I hit for 3 and rep it out. So I got 6 here, and then I did a couple more sets after that. So, like I said, they still felt good. I did not want to do high rep sets with knee wraps on. That's just misery. On to Tuesday, we've got max effort upper body. So this is my top set of close grip bench press, which is 265. This ties my recent close grip bench press PR. However, as you'll see here, I paused every rep because I'm in meet prep now. All my heavy reps are paused to prepare for the meet day. The last time I did 265 for a triple close grip, I did it all 3 touch and go. That's the best I've probably ever strained out of close grip. Usually it's either fast and then I miss. So I'm getting better at grinding the reps up, which for me, I see that as progress as well. So after that, again, 80%, which I believe was like right around 220 here. Just for, the first reps. The first set was supposed to be an AMRAP. And I can't honestly remember how many reps I got on this. I'm wanting to say it was like 11, maybe 12. I paused the first rep. Like I used to do on high rep sets, I paused the first one and then I just start going touch and go for high rep sets, because pause for that many reps takes forever. So felt pretty good about my bench performance that day. I had a lot of accessory work to do after this too, which, you know, as I've said in one of my prior videos, I'm using Brian Allsrue's version of conjugate training. He's got an ebook on his website, neversate.com. I highly encourage you to go check out his programs. So his accessory work is brutal. It hurts. Now these were chest supported rows that was supersetting with the close grip bench press, and I was supposed to do sets of 8 with those. I honestly really like this variation with the barbell. I just pull it against the bottom of the bench really hard. My bench doesn't get in the way, and I didn't have dumbbells heavy enough to do 8 reps. So we move into the accessory work now, and if you've ever watched Brian Allsrue's channel, he's got a new carry variation. He does a lot of different carries during his workouts. This is called an offset carry, where you have one in a waiter's walk position over your head, one dumbbell, and then you have the other dumbbell in a farmer's walk position. I didn't know what I was going to be able to do on this, so I just stuck with same weight dumbbells, turned around, switched sides. It went pretty smoothly. Definitely could have went heavier on both weights. Next time I do this, I may use a farmer's handle. That's what he does on his videos a lot, for the farmer's walk, and then a heavy kettlebell for the waiter's walk part. So the accessory works were 4 rounds of offset carries where you do 50 feet one way, turn around, do 50 feet back. Now we move into dumbbell squeeze presses. Again, another move I have never done. So you squeeze the dumbbells together, you keep them squeezed together, and you do 15 reps. And it will blow your chest, your triceps, and your shoulders up, because while you're squeezing your chest harder, and then you're still pressing out with your triceps and your shoulders. As you can see here, it became a struggle. The first set, I think the first set or two, I was able to do 15 reps, no problem. I think this is the third set, and just everything started shutting down. And you know, this is the hardest I've worked on accessory work in a while, which is good. It's a good way to push yourself. So I highly recommend doing that. You know, really push yourself and dig into those deep holes where, you know, your muscles are hurting and starting to shut down. So it's supposed to be 15 overhead dumbbell tricep extensions after that. Again, I got the first couple sets and then the wheels fell off on this set. So I realized I was going nowhere near deep enough on these to stretch my triceps. So I think I lightened the load up for the last set or two after this to go a little deeper, but didn't bother filming that. Then, you know, watching me do these are funny. These are called windshield wipers. Supposed to do 8 per side. I did a couple hanging from a pull-up bar, and I did some hanging from, or laying on a bench. The pull-up bar is definitely a challenge for someone my size, but you know, it's a work in progress. On to Friday. Now we are in the dynamic effort portion of the week, so speed work. This is every minute on the minute. I'm doing a set of 2 squats. This is 225 with the orange Elite FTS bands. I think they're called regular bands if I remember correctly. They add about 40 pounds at the bottom, so, or 30 or 40 pounds at the bottom. It's supposed to be every minute on the minute for 12 minutes. I was doing 2 reps. Just because, you know, I didn't want to do triples for the fact that I am training for a powerlifting meet where I have to start training for singles. So I'm going to do 2s for the first half, and then I'll go into singles for the second half of this training block. Never mind a little pink girly cart in the background. My son loves that thing, so one of our friends gave it to him. He was pushing it around the gym. Then we do every minute on the minute here with 2 deadlifts. These felt really good. This is the first deadlift workout I've done since I went over and worked on my technique with Pete Rubish a couple weeks ago, and he really helped me out a lot. So he's got me right here, as you see, starting in a kneeling portion. While you're getting your grip set, it doesn't fatigue you out as long as you're bent over. And I was trying to get way too low and my hips were shooting up. My hips stopped shooting up on these and they felt really fast. And to finish off the dynamic effort day, we have every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, do 5 front foot elevated split squats per leg. And he didn't specify how much weight I should use, so I just did a 45-pound bumper over my head. That was definitely a good challenge. I did that for 10 minutes. And now we're on to Saturday, which is the dynamic effort upper day. This is, again, every minute on the minute for 12 minutes. I'm doing 3 bench presses. Now, full disclosure, earlier this morning I competed in a regional law enforcement fitness competition, which our agency won the best agency overall. The first event was a max reps with 225 bench press, and I crapped the bed on it. I don't know if I was still just worn out from my strongman competition last weekend, or the bench workout earlier in the week, or because my glycogen stores are a little depleted right now because I've been carb cycling, trying to cut a little fat off. May just be due for another refeed, but I only got 12 reps. I was expecting to get about 20. I just had nothing in me for some reason. So then we do every minute on the minute, 12 minutes. We have 3 overhead presses. I did this workout after that competition. I didn't want to screw myself over by working out before a competition, obviously. It was a smaller competition, so I didn't worry about tapering or anything for it. And I underestimated this right here for the final part, for the accessory work. You have 5 dumbbell presses overhead, take 5 steps forward. Do 5 more, take 5 steps forward. Keep doing that till you get to 25 reps. And do that 3 times with as much rest as you need between sets. As soon as I looked at it, I was thinking, maybe I got the 50-pound dumbbells in me. But no, probably need to go lighter just to be safe, because these workouts sneak up on you and humble you. And they did. So that's the video for the week. Hope y'all are doing well. I'll see you next week.